Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Planescape Torment, Enhanced Edition, complete walkthrough with voice acting. Simply one of my favorite games, one of the best stories written in a video game, and if you have never experienced this before, I sincerely hope that you follow the whole series and enjoy it. We are going to start a new game, and this is using the classic AD&D stats. Most of the time, strength, dexterity, constitution are almost not completely useless, but they're much less necessary in this game because your character can't die, essentially. So really we're concerned with conversation topics and the dialogue options. And so we're going to just push intelligence and wisdom. Charisma determines how many characters are allowed in your party, so we'll be pretty fine with 15. And let's go.
Hey, Chief. You okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
What? Who are you? Who am I? How about you start? Who are you? I don't remember. I don't know. You can't remember your name? Well, next time you spend a night in this burg, go easy on the bub. Name's Mort. I'm trapped in here too. Trapped? Yeah, since you haven't had time to get your legs yet, here's the chant. I've tried all the doors, and this room is locked tighter than a chastity belt. We're locked in where? What is this place? It's called the Mortuary. It's a big black structure with all the architectural charm of a pregnant spider. The Mortuary? What? Am I dead? Not from where I'm standing. You got scars aplenty, though. Looks like some Burke painted you with a knife. All the more reason to give this place the laugh before whoever carved you up comes back to finish the job. Scars? How bad are they? Well, the carvings on your chest ain't too bad, but the ones on your back... Mort pauses. Say, looks like you got a whole tattoo gallery on your back, Chief. Spell something. Tattoos on my back? What do they say? Looks like you come with directions. Mort clears his throat. Let's see, it starts with... I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that'll shed some light on the dark of the matter. Farad can fill you in on the rest of the chant, if he's not in the dead book already. Farad? Does it say anything else? Yeah, there's a bit more. More pauses. Let's see, it goes on. Don't lose the journal, or we'll be up the sticks again. And whatever you do not tell anyone who you are or what happens to you, or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you. Read the journal, then find Farad. No wonder my back hurts. There's a damn novel written there. And as for that journal I'm supposed to have with me, was there one with me when I was laying here? No, you were stripped to the skins and you arrived here. Size, looks like you got enough of a journal pinned on your body. What about Farad? Do you know him? Nobody I know. But then again, I don't know many people. Still, some Burke's got to know where to find Farad. Once we get out of here, that is. How do we get out of here? Well, all the doors are locked, so we'll need the key. Chances are, one of the walking corpses in this room has it. Walking corpses? Yeah, the mortuary keepers use dead bodies as cheap labor. Corpses are dumb as stones, but they're harmless, and they won't attack you unless you attack first. So I should attack one of these corpses and loot it for the key? Well, before you do that, arm yourself first. I think there's a scalpel on one of the shelves around here. Alright, I'll look for one. One last thing. These corpses are as slow as molasses. But getting punched by one of them is like being kissed by a battering ram. If they start getting an edge on you, remember you can run, and they can't. Use it to keep some distance if you need to recover. Alright, thanks for the advice. Alright guys, I'm going to pause the video here.
Done.
And try to make sure everything is coming out okay on the audio side. I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Isaac. Welcome back to the channel.
I'm gone.
We are going to continue our Planescape Torment playthrough. Let's see. I think when we left off, we have, we're still looking for the key. Alright. This corpse stops and stares blankly at you as you approach. The number 782 is carved into his forehead, and his lips have been stitched closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. Examine the corpse, see if it's carrying a key. This corpse looks like the one with the key. It is holding it tightly in its left thumb. Its thumb and forefinger locked around it in a death grip. Looks like you'll need to hack the corpse's hand off to free the key. I need that key, corpse. Looks like you're not long for this world. And there we go. Let's see, let's talk to Mort. Alright, that's the key. It must fit the lock of one of the doors in the room. I'll try all the doors then. That wasn't what I was trying to get him to say, but oh well. Okay. And just scalpel. I'm just gonna equip that. Not a huge difference in damage by any means. It's just a little bit better. Okay. More. Psst. Some advice, Chief. I'd keep it quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses in the dead book than necessary, especially the femmes. Plus, killing them might draw the caretakers here. Why do you care about the female corpses? Well, are you serious? Look, Chief, these dead shits are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. Last chance? What are you talking about? Chief, they're dead. We're dead. See where I'm going? Eh? You can't be serious. Chief, we've already got an opening line with these limping ladies. We've all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They'll appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Wait, didn't you say before that I'm not dead? Well, alright, you might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine, sinewy cadavers I see here. Mort starts clacking his teeth, as if in anticipation. Of course, the caretakers would have to part with them first, and that's not likely. Who are these caretakers again? They call themselves the Dustmen. You can't miss them. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They're an adult bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everybody should die sooner better than later. I'm confused. Why do these Dustmen care if I escape? Weren't you listening? I said the Dusties believe everybody's got to die sooner better than later. You think the corpses you've seen are happier in the dead book than out of it? The corpses I've seen here, where did they all come from? Death worse visits the plains every day, Chief. These shamblers are all that's left of the poor sods who sold their bodies to the caretakers after death. Alright, I'll try to remember that. Look, Chief, it's obvious you're still a little addled after your kiss with death, so I got 2 bits of advice for you. One, if you got questions, ask me. Alright, if I have any questions, I'll ask you. Second, if you're half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, jot it down so you don't forget. If I had that journal I was supposed to have with me, I'd do that. Start a new one then, Chief. No loss. There's plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Alright. It couldn't hurt. I'll make a new one then. Use it to keep track of your movements. If you ever start to get cloudy on important things like who you are, or more importantly, who I am, use it to refresh your memory. Alright, I got it. Let's go.
Updated my journal.
Alright, so we get a journal, which is located right over here. It just keeps track of our quests. A little bit of kind of keeps track of the people you're gonna run into. Yeah, it's alright. Okay, I am going to chat a bit with some of these people. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. Her skin is paper thin, almost wispy, as if someone draped a sheet of cobwebs across her frame. The number 594 has been scratched into her forehead with a charcoal pencil. So do anything later? The corpse continues to stare at you. Very well then. Psst, you see the way she was looking at me? Eh? You see that? The way she was following the curve of my occipital bone? What are you talking about? What, are you blind? She was scouting me out. It was shameless the way she wanted me. Wanted you to go away, maybe. She was obviously too distracted by me to pay attention to some stupid bobbing head with a big mouth. You? Yeah, right. Trust me, chits beyond the grave don't care at all about physicality and I've got a body and I'm all scarred and tough looking. They want guys with spirit. That's me, Chief. You? Corpses like you are as common as copper. Whatever, Mort. Let's go. So, I'm going to try and just hit the most important bits rather than trying to be 100% everything. We're going to mainly try and aim for a good atmosphere and rather than every little tiny bit, because there is so much in this game. So we're going to try and be efficient about it. This corpse is lumbering along a triangular path. Once it reaches one of the corners of the triangle, it pauses, then turns and staggers towards the next corner. It has 965 tattooed on the side of its skull. As you approach, it halts and stares at you. Mort. Looks like someone forgot to tell this sod to stop walking the rule of threes. What do you mean? These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they can't do more than one task at a time. When they're told to do something, they'll keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. This poor sod probably finished some task, and they forgot to tell him. You said something about the rule of threes. What do you mean by that?
Updated my journal.
Well, the rule of threes is one of the laws about the planes, about things tending to happen in threes, or everything's composed of three parts, or there's always three choices, so on and so forth. You don't sound like you hold much faith in it. It's a load of wash, if you ask me. If you look for a number, any number, try to attach some great meaning to it, you're going to find plenty of coincidences. Alright, let's keep moving. Alright guys, I'm going to pause the video here and just check and make sure sound quality is coming through, and I will be right back. Alright, let's jump back in and we'll get this level finished up. And we'll start getting to the good parts of the game pretty quick here. This corpse is shuffling from slab to slab, bandaging the corpses lying there. The number 396 is carved into his left temple, and his lips are stitched closed. You notice the corpse is carrying a roll of bandages in its hand. The bandages look useful. Try to take the bandages from the zombie. You snake your hand out and take the roll of bandages from the corpse's hand. The corpse doesn't even seem to notice, continues going through the motions of bandaging the bodies. Leave the corpse in peace. Alright, we're going to grab a couple of things here. Receiving room, logbook. Let's take a quick peek. This huge logbook lists mortuary procedures in tight crab script. All shells entering the mortuary are to be delivered to the receiving room and logged with the scribe on duty before being embalmed or cremated. The records are to be checked to determine if the shell is one of the contracted, and if so, do not prepare the shell. Move the shell to one of the preparation rooms. Contact the scribe on duty. Notify him that a contracted shell is to be raised. Be certain that the shell is thoroughly stripped of its possessions before being sent to the preparation rooms. The contracted workers are intended for simple manual labor, do not have the capacity to search and strip a shell. The faction is not responsible for any possessions lost or items stolen by collectors who have brought the shells to the mortuary. The shell's possessions are to be stored in the receiving room until an initiate can be sent to claim them. Please catalog all possessions in the logbook. Following this list is thousands of entries of bodies that have been sent to the receiving room. As you flip through the rest of the book, however, you notice the last page has been cut out. Alright. Got a few little things here. Just gonna loot everything not tied down per standard procedures for an RPG. Loot and loot some more. And we have our first major character we're gonna meet here, Doll. This scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. Greetings. Whoa, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak with the scribe. He might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box with Dusty's should be the last thing. Before Mort can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with sick Dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place the laugh, the bet. Before Mort can finish, the scribe's gray eyes flicker to you. The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. He places down his quill, but I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you? There's a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one. No more than you have known yourself. He is silent for a moment. For you have forgotten, have you not? Who are you? As always, the question. And the wrong question, as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. He pauses for a moment, catches his breath. I am Doll. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me, Doll?
Updated my journal.
Very well. What do you wish to know? You tell me how to get out of here? The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than Dustman pass. Doll breaks into a ragged cough, then continues. One of the guides by the front gate has a key to it, but it is unlikely he will open it for you unless you are extremely persuasive. I see. I had some other questions. Do you know who I am?
Updated my journal.
I know scant little of you, restless one. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you and who now lie in our keeping. Doll sighs. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, restless one. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me, and they are here.
Updated my journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she had traveled with you in the past. Dahl looks like he is about to start coughing again, then catches his breath. Am I mistaken? Where is her body? The Northwest Memorial Hall on the floor below us. Check the biers there. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Mayhap that will revive your memory. Mayhap I will go find her. I had some other questions for you before I go. You sound ill. Are you not well? I am close now to the true death, Restless One. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. Dahl gives a ragged sigh. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. Are you certain? There might be some way I could help you. I do not wish to live forever, nor live again, Restless One. I could not bear it. So be it. Farewell, Dahl. As you turn to leave, Dahl speaks. Know this, I do not envy you, Restless One. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point, your path will return you here. Dahl coughs, the sound rattling in his throat. It is the way of all things, flesh and bone. And perhaps we will meet again, Dahl. There's a lot of foreshadowing in that exchange. Both Dahl asking you not to bring other people into your quest, saying you're going to return there again. There's just tons and tons of some great peeks at the future. And it's some fantastic stuff in this story that we're going to get to later, but we'll see. Alright, we're going to loop really quick and then go talk to our next character, Iovine. You see a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck make her appear as if she is starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. Greetings. The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives, removing organs. What's wrong with your hands? The woman makes no response.
Updated my journal.
She's a tiefling, Chief. They got fiend blood in their veins, usually because some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with one demon or another. Makes some of them addled in the head, and addled looking, too. Tap the woman, get her attention. The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are a rotting yellow with small orange dots for pupils. As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation. She frowns at you. Greetings. She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting, as if she couldn't quite make you out. However, whatever is wrong with her eyes must have made her terribly nearsighted. She clacks her talon fingers together, then makes a strange motion with her hands. Find thread and embalming juice. Bring here to Iovine. Go, go, go. I had some questions first.
Updated my journal.
She turns away. She makes no sign that she heard you. I think the dusty chit might be a bit short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? What's wrong with her hands? Okay, we've already seen this thing. Conversation about tieflings. Okay, we're going to go look for embalming. The eyes of this corpse are set close together, and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. One faces to the left, and the other to the right. You can barely make out the number 257 traced into its bruised forehead. It looks like the corpse has taken several blows to the head, making the number difficult to read. Don't you get dizzy with your eyeballs facing like that? There is no flicker of understanding in the corpse's eyes. They stare silently off to the left and right. This corpse, 985, has stopped dead in its tracks. Judging from the condition of its left leg, it looks like some sort of tomb rot or corpse mold has eaten through its knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. We're going to try and help the corpse balance. You reach out for the corpse's left arm to help steady it. As you grab its arm, however, the corpse suddenly sways to the right. You end up tugging the corpse rather than steadying it. Chief, you might not want... There's a crack from the corpse's left leg, and the body falls like a dead tree. Its corpse strikes the stone flagstones and shatters like a rotten melon, filth and ichor gurgling from the cavity. To your surprise, no one seems to have noticed the corpse's collapse. Even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was, as if at attention. After a moment, the leg falls over with a wet thump. As you gaze upon the putrefied remains of the corpse, you notice that its left arm appears intact. It has snapped from the torso during the fall, and doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rot that's spread through the rest of the body. I wonder if I can make use of that arm. I believe we can use this later on. Yeah, it is 1d6 crushing. It's categorized as a club. So this arm is actually a weapon. Very nice. Let us proceed to the next room. And here we go. I think we have to talk to this guy. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. The number 821 is carved into its forehead, and his lips have been stitched closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from his body. So, seen anything interesting going on? As you address the zombie, it blinks in surprise. Oh. You're not a zombie. Who are you?
Updated my journal.
The zombie is trying to respond behind stitched lips. He has a peculiar, half-frightened, half-angry expression. Who are you? What you want? Tell me who you are, or I'll call the guards. Oh. I'm asking the questions here, zombie. Tell me who you are, or I'll make that disguise a reality. The zombie doesn't seem to have heard you. He looks you up and down for a few moments, then frowns. What you do here? His eyes narrow suspiciously. You spy on Dusties? No, I'm trying to escape. I'm not a spy. I got sealed in here by accident. Can you help me out? He is silent for a moment, then nods slightly, as if in understanding. Why should I help you? You look like someone who would much rather disguise themselves as a corpse than be one. That reason enough? He seems frightened for a moment, then studies your build, and a sneer crawls across his face. You try to put me in dead book? I have friends hid here. You got nobody. You touch me, my friends will kill you. How about I expose your disguise to the guards? He looks up and down as if wondering if he can take you, stares at your scars, then decides against it. You can escape through portals. Portals? Portals. The zombie waves around the area. Portals everywhere. Can you show me one of these portals? The zombie nods. You want out, go to the arch on first floor, northwest room. You need finger bone, shape a crook. Holds up his index finger and bends it into a crook. When you have key, got to arch, jump to secret crypt, and can escape from here. Secret escape route. He nods eagerly. You can rest there. Crooked finger bone, where am I going to find one of those?
Updated my journal.
He shrugs. Must be one around here somewhere. Look in storage rooms and upper floor. Maybe there. Alright, well, I'll check upstairs for this crooked finger bone, then head to the first floor to one of the arches in the northwest room. Got it. Alright, that's pretty valuable information. That's how we're going to get out of the mortuary. And now we're going to grab the supplies that Iovine wants. There we go. A couple of those. Alright. container is locked. We're gonna go ahead
Forced
and
it.
bash. Nice. This earring here. This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be any hook or means of actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer inspection. And I think we have to wait until later to use that correctly. Let's see, what's down here? Okay, need a key for that. We'll have to come back. Okay, one of these corpses has the needle and thread we want. Right? We have no needle and thread, right? This heavily stitched corpse is shuffling lazily back and forth between two slabs. The number 506 has been stitched on its forehead, and the side of its neck, and its right arm. In fact, the skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up by so many stitches, its skin looks like a bizarre street map. Examine the stitches. The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms, across its chest, up its neck, and into the damp mass of white hair. As you follow the crossroads of stitches, you notice someone has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead. The needle is attached to a thread, stitching up the side of the skull. You could probably unravel it if you had something to cut the thread. Cut the stitches with the scalpel and pull out the needle and thread. You slice the thread neatly with the scalpel, pluck out the needle, pull the stitches out. As you do, the skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk white skull, where to your surprise a number 78 has been chiseled. Looks like you got two different designations there, corpse. Corpse stares straight ahead, oblivious. Okay, we have needle and thread and embalming fluid. You see Iovine. She is still dissecting the corpse's chest with her talons. The rhythm of her talons reminds you of something. You can't quite recall what. Watch her. Study the motions of her hands.
Updated my journal.
As you watch the motions, you study the motions of Iovines' hands, you feel it prickling along your scalp. Then suddenly, you feel your vision swimming, blurring, until you are standing in front of a freshly slain corpse, rigor mortis, making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched into its scalp. The zombie is lying on a slab, and you have just finished stitching up its chest. You have placed something inside, something which may prove useful if you come this way again. Echo, keep these things safe and wait for my return. So we need to find number 42 and dig that out. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest. To your surprise, the corpse does too. After a moment, its hands fall back to its sides, and as it does, the vision fades, until you are watching Iovine's hands make their stitching motions once more. And so we gain a memory. Memories give you additional experience, skills, may even lead you to gaining something else of value later on. Memories are very crucial in the game as they tie into your past lives as you have died and risen many, many times. We're going to tap her, gain her attention. She turns, sees you, then frowns. Dumb zombies. She clacks her talon fingers together impatiently, then makes a stitching motion with her fingers. Fine thread and embalming fluid. Bring here to Iovine. Go, go, go. Give her thread and embalming fluid.
Updated my journal.
Without missing a beat, Iovine snaps the thread from your hands and hooks it around one of her talons and begins sewing up the corpse's chest. She takes the embalming fluid, begins to apply a layer to the corpse. Wait. Within minutes, she is finished. She clicks her talons, then turns to face you. To your surprise, she extends a hand and drags her talons along your arms and chest. We're going to keep playing zombie. Looks like you have a new friend, Chief. You two need some time together. Keep playing zombie. As she traces your arms and chest, you suddenly notice she seems to be examining your scars. She withdraws her talons, clicks them twice, then bends forward and examines some of the tattoos on your chest. Who'd write on you? Hivers do that. No respect for zombies. Zombies, not paintings. She sniffs and pokes one of your scars. This one bad shape. Many scars, no preserves. Wait. Her talons suddenly hook into the thread you brought her, and lightning-like she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your scars. It feels barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up. Let her work.
Updated my journal.
You get max XP +1. The sensation is curiously painless, as Iovine begins to stitch up your scars. When she is done, she sniffs you, frowns, then stabs her fingers into the embalming fluid. Within minutes, she has daubed your body with the fluid, and strangely enough, it makes you feel better. Let her work. This may be the second time in my life I'm thankful I don't have a nose. Iovine puts the last touches on your body, gives you another sniff, nods, then makes a shooing motion with her talons. Done. Go, go. We leave. Alright. Fantastic. And now we are at a situation where we're about ready to move on to the next floor. And so I'm going to try to make the videos flow together in such a way that we do sections at a time so the videos aren't super long. So we're going to go ahead and head up, and then the next video we will be taking over on the second floor of the mortuary. So thanks for watching, guys, and leave a comment, like, subscribe if you enjoy the content. We'll catch you on the next time around. Thanks.